So hello and welcome back to the new video of the Postman tutorial series. So in our previous video we have seen put, patch and delete uh, methods that we can do in our Postman, and now in this video we will be seeing what is query parameters in Postman, right? So before we see in the actual implementation, let's understand what actually the query parameters are, and then we will go in Postman and we'll try to understand query parameters using one dummy API, right? Okay, so we go here and see. For the first point is saying optional key value pairs that appear after question mark in URL, right? So anything that you see in your URL after question mark is your query parameters, right? And the question mark separate the path and the query parameter. So what is the separator that separates the query parameters with the path is the question mark, right? So it is used for mainly filtering of the resources. Okay, so let's suppose there are 100 files that is being returned by the server, and now from that 100 files you just want the first 10 files. So in that case you can apply the query parameters in your URL, and so that you will get the only first 10 files from the return file from the server, right? So these are some use cases where you can use the query parameters to filter out the resources that you are getting from the server. Okay, so multiple query parameters are separated by and between them. Okay, so this is an and sign in programming. Okay, so the multiple, if you want to implement the multiple query parameters in your URL, then in that case you should separate them using an and sign between them. Okay, so I will show you an example. If you see here, https colon double double slash example.com/books, it is our this is our URL, and after that we have one question mark sign, and after that whatever we write is the query parameters, right? So after question mark I have written author is equal to enid. Okay, so what will be my author is will be my key, and enid will be my value. So this is a key value pair format of writing the query parameters. And as I told you, if you are having the multiple query parameters, then in that case you can separate them by and sign. So I have written the and limit is equal to 100. Okay, so what am I telling through this URL is go to example.com/books, and there filter those resources which are located at the books, and on the basis of the author which having enid as the string, and after filtering getting that resources, limit the 100. That means return me the first 100 resources from that entire author which having the enid as the string, right? So let's suppose we have 500 authors whose string matches with the enid. Then in that case, by writing the limit query parameters, with the API will return us the first 100 resources from that result, right? So this is how we this is what query parameter is in your URL. So let us go ahead and see one API, and we try to implement and we'll see how query parameters actually work, right? So let me get into my Postman. Okay, so this is our previous video API. Okay, so let me just save the changes. Okay, you know what, I don't want to save that. Okay, so the API that I will be using here is Swagger UI's API bookstore API. So if you head over this bookstore.demo qa.com/swagger and then /bookstore v1 bookget, then in that case you will be finding this bookstore API, which is well formatted, documented as well. So for this you just come here inside the bookstore, get method is there, bookstore/v1/book. Okay, so this resource have one query parameter required, one query parameter. You can see star repeaters required, so which requires an ISBN as a query parameters. So you have to pass this query parameter in order to hit this URL. Okay, so let me just go ahead and try it out. Okay, and we will go and try this out. Okay, so let me just go ahead and copy this one from here. Okay, wait a minute. We go here and let me just copy my endpoint, that is this one as it is. I go into my Postman, I click on the plus sign, I paste that URL, and since this is also a get request, here you can see get request, get method, and then in that case after that what they have instructed us slash bookstore slash v1 slash book. So as same we have to write it down over here. Let me just write it down here, bookstore slash v1 slash book. Okay, so this is my URL, and as here you can see it requires one ISBN string as the query parameter. So how we write our query parameter, as we have seen, to write our query parameter, if you just go here you can see we have to separate it with the question mark sign. I will write question mark, and then in that case what will be the my here is ISBN is my required parameter, that query parameter that I have to pass. I will just go here and okay, just a minute. Okay, so the required parameter is ISBN. I will write ISBN, and since it is a string, so I can pass the value like this one. Let me pass it just a random string first. We will see what we get from this query. Let me hit send request over here, and when I hit send, the requesting is being sent over the network to this bookstore.demoqa.com. Just wait for the response from the server. Okay, since I given the random string as a ISBN, so it should give me error because there cannot be any this CCS value would be there, right? So in that case we should get one error. Okay, let it be. We'll go here and just before that first of all let's call this one itself, and we'll get some books ISBN number, then we'll try this one as well. Okay, so just wait a minute, let me just copy this out. Okay, and just cancel this and just send this request to this API. Okay, okay, it's taking a lot of time to process, I guess. Okay, wait guys. Okay, I will pause the video here. Once the request get completed, I will resume my video, right? Okay, so guys, here you can see when I doesn't pass any query parameters, I just write v1 slash books, and then when I hit send, then in that case you would see all those books which get listed over here. And now we will see we will pass one query parameters which is ISBN query parameter. Let me just copy out this ISBN number from here, and I will just go here and write question marks. So my key is ISBN, and my value is what I copied from here. And now if I hit send, you should see only the book that contains that ISBN numbers get returned. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, so query parameters are working, and if you want to write the multiple query parameters, you just have to mention and in after the either after the first query parameter, and you can give that as well. Okay, so if I write author is equals to, and if I just copied out this author name from here and paste it over here itself, and just when I hit send, you can see author whose content this Richard E. Silverman gets returned by the server. So this is how the query parameters are work in the Postman. And one more thing, as you see in here, as soon as I write and the Postman automatically changes or updates the query params. And if you come here and you write let's suppose I want to give another author name as right, so and I will write that, and whatever I write here, it will get automatically appended over here as well. Okay, so this is a very good feature of the Postman. You can do it manually from here, and you can add that manually in the URL as well. Okay, and one more feature is there. If you want to specify what is the use of this query parameters ISBN, then in that case you can also give the description to this query parameters whatever you want. As this is for the documentation purposes, and so that you can understand when next time you came here, and you can understand, yeah, so ISBN is used for this part. Okay, so don't worry, description is not sent over the network. Description stays here inside the Postman, just to understand what that query parameter is doing inside the URL. For that purpose, you can write the description as well here. Okay, so these are the query parameters in Postman and URL. You can just go head over to this URL and see the bookstore API and try to understand the different get, post, delete methods. From here you can try it as well by your own. And thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.